哦，对，我们去拿那个 Graduates, please be seated. Distinguished guests, esteemed faculty and staff, younger students, and proud parents, I stand before you today with great honor to welcome you to this graduation ceremony, celebrating the exceptional class of 2023 from QSI Shenzhen. This group of students holds an incredibly special place in my heart, as they were the first group that I had the privilege to teach when I joined QSI 3 years ago. I have had the immense pleasure of witnessing their remarkable growth from when they were S2s, when they all seemed so confused all the time, to a group of mature, independent, confident, and well-balanced seniors. They have persevered in their academic pursuits, fearlessly embracing the challenges posed by numerous AP and IB courses. They have excelled as athletes, musicians, and leaders, leaving their mark on a multitude of extracurricular activities and student-led organizations. Most importantly, they have formed deep and meaningful friendships, sharing the highs and the lows, the grind and the laughter. As they reflect upon their high school journey, I hope they do so with immense pride and happiness. Class of 2023, allow me the honor of using one last message from psychology to send you off to your college life. As many of you know, psychologists propose that humans employ two systems of thinking in decision-making. System 1 is fast and automatic, providing quick and effortless answers. It is our default choice, often relied upon for the comfort it provides. On the other hand, System 2 is slower and more deliberate. Engaging with System 2 is a painful process, as it requires more effort, time, and confronts us with feelings of uncertainty. Yet, it is through this discomfort that we gain the ability to thoroughly analyze problems and make well-informed decisions. So class of 2023, I implore each of you to seek discomfort and embrace uncertainty, for it is through these challenges that you will make the choices that benefit your long-term success. As you venture forth into the world, also remember to be bold in your pursuits, be compassionate and open-minded in your interactions, and above all, be true to yourselves. On this occasion, I would like to express my gratitude to our director, Ms. Claire Berger, our DI, Ms. Erin Burnett, and the advisory board for creating a nurturing environment for our students to thrive. I also extend my appreciation to the dedicated faculty and staff whose unwavering commitment has paved the way for our students' accomplishments. The PSG has also been a constant source of support and encouragement for our students. Finally, thank you, parents, for instilling virtues and nurturing the talents of your children. You have raised them into well-rounded individuals who are now ready to step into the world. So thank you, everyone, for being here today and for making such a positive impact on the graduates who sit here. Together, we celebrate the QSI Shenzhen class of 2023 and all they have achieved. And now, I will turn it over to our first student speaker, Kwan Aaron Lu.
In high school, we always imagine the day of graduation, when we're finally done with high school. But when this moment really came to me, I've just realized how much I'll miss everyone. Fellow class of 2023, congratulations, we made it through high school. We made it through high school, and this exact moment reminds me of our poetry contest 3 years ago, hosted by Mr. Blockwood and Ms. Keenan. This rush of fear and adrenaline running through my veins. Mr. Blackwood has once told us to fight the fear of public speaking, we shall imagine our audience is naked, but I've never figured out how that was supposed to work, and here I am, giving a speech in front of 200 people. I remember it was the year of the pandemic, the year of the rat, that I became a QSI student. For me, the first day of school was exciting and challenging. I knew none of the people, and walking through the hall was like walking through a maze. The students are very caring and daring. They explained to me how our upgrade system worked and that Learning Lab is not a science course, but rather a time for homework. And our teachers are very knowledgeable and approachable. I felt an immediate intimacy through just talking to them. In addition, I also admire our entrepreneur spirit here at QSI. Over the years, I was able to start 2 clubs of my own. Air Alliance, a cross-country biking club, and History and Antiques, a club where we collect antiques and learn how to authenticate them. As a person whose hobbies are far from the mainstream, I was able to start 2 clubs of my own, and I'm very grateful for the platform that was provided. So all my classmates, the challenges we faced together, like having to memorize the anatomy of a cell in Ms. Navika's biology, having to memorize the anatomy of males' genitalia in Koshwa's wellness, and the periodic table in Ms. Pandey's chemistry. All of these challenges that we face together have made us more unified than ever. And I believe in the strength of our community long in our lives to come. All the hardship that we face together have made us more unified. And to my parents, my greatest counsel of life, it was they who encouraged me in pursuit of my passion, making the most out of my capabilities. About a year ago, my mom signed me up for China's 3D youth art competition without even asking me about it, because she knew I do great. And later, my work was indeed selected into the Dazhong Museum of Sculpture. This is just a small example of all the incredible things my parents do for me. They help me realize my greatest potential, and I believe that such acts of care and benevolence applies to all parents here at the graduation ceremony. It was they who gave us immeasurable love and care, and it was they who supported us as best as they could financially, academically, and mentally. Therefore, people, please give our wonderful parents a round of applause. Lastly, to my dearest teachers, I respect your teaching like Alexander the Great to Aristotle, Aristotle to Plato, and Plato to Socrates. It is you that have given me not just knowledge, but also wisdom along with the courage of life. Without learning about US history and from Mr. Hodson or AP World from Dr. Kuhn, I would not have been able to understand the Communist Manifesto in Mr. Zhao's class. As Francis Bacon once announced, knowledge itself is power, therefore you have granted me power. I remember during my most intense sophomore to junior year, I'd often bike to QSI over the summer vacation and visit Miss Burnett, and yes, she was there over the summer vacation. I would ask her whether I should do AP Stats or Advanced Math. At the time I was not determined, but I'd always visit her. Later, I would sign up for classes before even taking them and then canceling them. Apologies to Miss Burnett for all the difficulties that I brought you. But she's always been patient and understanding to me, and I'm very grateful for that. As a student, I try my best to demonstrate passion over my subjects. I also love to ask questions about our studies. Each and every time I received a response with great enthusiasm and knowledge, and I believe it is passion from both sides that contributes to the vibrant atmosphere at QSI. And I believe it is passion that got us this far. Thus, please give a round of applause to our wonderful teachers for their dedication to us and our school. There's much more gratitude that I love to express, but unfortunately, I only have less than a minute now. Just like high school, it happened in the blink of an eye. We only realize how precious it is when we're about to come to an end. S1s, take note of that. Thank you all for being here. Thanks to my parents and siblings for supporting me emotionally. Thanks to my teachers and classmates for supporting me academically. And thanks to ChatGPT for writing this wonderful speech. And please welcome Kitman, Simon Law, and Do-won Seo to their speech.
QSI. 早上好 QSI. I'm Kim-Man Simon Law, graduating senior attending Princeton University.
Good morning. 안녕하세요. I'm Do-won Seo, a graduating S4 student whose future is to be determined.
Graduation is certainly a day full of joy, but it is also a day of reminiscence, reflection, with impressionable memories of high school.
Even once that are highly detailed and rarely emerge into one's mind, once again become vivid, just out of reach of our hands.
We're both excited and grateful to be here. It is an honor to address you all today and share our thoughts on this incredible journey we have taken together.
Throughout our time in QSI, we have been guided by exceptional teachers. Shout out to Mr. Siang Turi, who have not only imparted knowledge, but also instilled in us a desire to make a positive impact on the world around us. To them, we owe a debt of gratitude that can truly never be repaid.
However, our experience at QSI is more than our lives within the campus. It is also about our interaction with our surrounding diverse communities. It has been a transformative experience that has shaped us into individuals who are global-minded, responsible, and conscious of our environment.
And amongst these reflections, there is one resounding motif that constantly reoccurs in our minds: the power of community. From the friendships forged in classrooms and hallways to the collective spirit of collaboration, we have witnessed firsthand the transformative power of a strong and united community.
For me, jazz has been an inseparable part of my life throughout the past 3 years. Outside of the classroom, I travel across town every weekend to participate in jam sessions, an essential component of jazz culture. Inside the campus, under the support of Mr. Enz, I helped to establish one of the largest student organizations, the official QSI Jazz Big Band, Dragon's Big Band. From the individual practice sessions that took place on the rounds to the pompous full band rehearsals in the music room, we maximized our opportunity to improve our skills and enjoy music. With over 20 members, the band provides students with an opportunity to practice and rehearse jazz music, perform consistently at seasonal school concerts, as well as learning about jazz history and culture. Creativity is championed in the QSI musical community. The dreams of students have the power to be transcended into concrete accomplishments.
For me, joining the school football team stood out as a testament to the power of a united community. When I first stepped onto the field as a freshman, I had no idea how much this decision would shape my high school experience. However, as I became part of the football team, I quickly realized that it was more than just a group of individuals playing a sport. It was a tight-knit community, a brotherhood of more than 20 players, bound by a shared passion and a common goal. From Coach Shukri and all the supporting QSA faculties who dedicated their time and expertise to guide us, to the teammates who became my closest friends, we were united by a sense of purpose and a commitment to success. On the field, I witnessed the power of teamwork in action, helping us coordinate every pass, every counterattack, and every zonal defensive maneuver. Off the field, the sense of community extended into our daily lives, cheering each other on in our academic pursuits, and providing a shoulder to lean on during personal challenges. However, it wasn't just the bond that made the football team a life-changing experience. Through cooperation, we learned the importance of discipline, perseverance, and hard work. We discovered the power of trust, communication, and collaboration. These essential qualities of sports at QSI not only shaped us as athletes, but also as individuals ready to face the challenges that await us beyond graduation. I'm grateful to my football team for showing me the transformative power of community. Now, we would like to end our speech with a poem written by T.S. Eliot.
As T.S. Eliot once wrote, "Let us go then, you and I, when the evening is spread out against the sky.
Let us go through certain half-deserted streets, the muttering retreats.
These lines, just like our experiences and reflections, demonstrate the importance of exploration and discoveries of new activities, hobbies, and passions. By embarking upon these journeys, we have kindled the pale fire into roaring flames."
And to the graduates, remember, our hearts and bodies are given to us only once. Embrace life's opportunities, chase your dreams with passion, and make a difference. Cherish every moment and leave your mark on the world. Go forth with courage and dedication.
So, at the end of this story, we want to say thank you to all the people who have supported us throughout our journey. We wish the best to everyone and everything. And go Dragons!
Thank you. And now we will welcome Claire Berger to the podium to introduce our commencement speaker.
Thank you, students, for your thoughtful speech. At this time, I have the honor of introducing our commencement speaker, Raj Oswald. Raj is an American entrepreneur with over 25 years' experience working in the tech industry. Born in Chicago, he grew up in the United States as a first-generation Indian American and was attracted to the tech industry early on. He earned his undergraduate degree from the University of California in Santa Barbara and went on to earn his master's degree in business administration from UCLA. In 1996, he became involved in his first tech startup, jumping on the early internet wave in Silicon Valley in its early years. Now, after over 25 years, he has been instrumental in 6 Silicon Valley startups, ranging from chatbots and messaging solutions to cell phone apps. Raj currently works in Shenzhen and collaborates with Xiaomi, Oppo, Vivo, and OnePlus on AI-based chatbot technology. He also expanded his USA technology business, Interface Inc., into Shenzhen in 2021. And their new project is to bring knowledge into life through educational virtual reality platforms that allow students to be fully immersed in learning experiences. We thank him for his work in helping to keep students' urge to learn alive through technology. Please join me in welcoming Raj Oswald to the stage.
Thank you. Wrong speech. Okay. Thank you, Aaron and QSI staff, for this amazing opportunity. And hey guys, just a few days ago, I saw this QSI graduation program and noticed that we have at least one UCSB-bound student. Woohoo! Go Gauchos! That was my undergrad as well. And congratulations, the most memorable moments of your life are right around the corner. How about everyone give yourself a big clap? You deserve it. Today, I'm just going to share a few small learnings from my life journey. Some of it might be super obvious, but I think it's important. And hopefully some of you will be able to connect with it. To be honest, when thinking about what to talk about, I was inspired by Steve Jobs' Stanford graduation speech. For those who have not heard it, I recommend listening to it. It's really great. In it, the theme was about 3 parts of his life and how the dots just magically connected. I connected with that speech. It made me think about something very powerful inside all of us. But what is that inner power? And who has that inner power? Let me come back to that a little bit later. I think some students here know exactly what they want to do and where they want to go. And some might not be so clear. It's okay. I also was an undeclared major going into college. But it didn't matter. Just getting into my dream school was awesome enough. I learned to trust myself. I actually thought that computer science would be a normal fit for me, given my dad's engineering background. I tried this. I failed. I remember my first year as a freshman at UCSB. I was sitting in computer lab after finishing a software program that took all day. There was a bug in the code. I was there in the lab for more than half the day trying to find the one thing that broke the program. It was not fun. Eventually, 5 hours later, I found a comma. Yes, a comma that was in the wrong place. And even though it felt great to finally find that bug, I realized that sitting in front of the computer was just not for me. My heart was not into it. Guys, as you go through your exciting journey, remember, if something inside is pushing you away, listen to it. Okay, now let me share a few more stories, and then you can get rid of me and get ready for your amazing future and your summer. Just the other day, I was swimming in the pool doing laps. And during that swim, I thought about something that I wanted to share with all of you. Ever since I was a kid, I was always really slow at swimming. No matter how much I tried to improve my breaststroke, I always felt so slow. Even to this day, as much as I try to improve my stroke, I see others just fly right by me. Also yoga. I love yoga. The problem was sometimes it feels really embarrassing in class because I'm so inflexible. Believe me, my yoga teachers told me, don't worry, give it time, give it 6 months, you'll gain flexibility. Nuh-uh. Nothing like that ever happened. Well, there is a reason why I'm telling you about swimming and yoga, guys. I used to watch other swimmers near me, and it felt intimidating to see those that swam so easily in the water. I used to watch others practice yoga, and I hated how some were so flexible just naturally. It used to bother me, frustrate me, anger me, and even swirl up my competitive juices. But I have learned not to look at other swimmers or other yogis. Just not to look at others in general. I've learned just to focus on me. It's okay. Now, when I have the urge to look at others, I just don't. I always tell myself I'm swimming for myself, I'm practicing yoga for me. And that's the only thing that matters. Don't forget this, guys. There will be times when you'll see others excel in something or the other in college or some activity. You will have all kinds of negative feelings swirling around inside of you at that moment. Trust me, don't worry. Just focus on you and enjoy your journey. Your strengths will shine by themselves. Okay, now, I'd like to go back in history a bit to prehistoric times. It was the summer of 1992. And it was my senior summer year in high school. Best feeling in the world. I was accepted into university, no responsibilities, ready to move away from home. I was so excited about dorm life, and just remember daydreaming about UCSB all day. And my college graduation in '96, that was the second best moment for me. I was a full-grown adult, ready to take on the world. And what did I do? Well, I took a 6-week backpacking trip around Europe with some friends just to have some fun and adventure. Ha ha. I guess I wasn't ready to be quite serious quite then. Finally, though, after Europe, I came back home, and I knew it was time to find a job. I was living in LA, and I knew I wanted to move back to San Francisco, California, the Silicon Valley, where all the action was in tech. I searched and searched, even interviewed with many corporate companies. Nothing was working out, and I tried. I just didn't like those corporate jobs, and they didn't like me. Somehow, I got connected through a friend to a hot new startup back then. Keep in mind, this is before Facebook, before Tencent, before Google, even before iPhone. Prehistoric. The term startup did not even really exist. I remember that I was at the reception for my job interview. The marketing manager came and greeted me, looked at me up and down. "What do you want to do in the job?" she asked. My answer, "I really don't know what I can do," I said. Now guys, remember, please, nobody do what I did and tell your first hiring manager on your first job interview that you're not sure what you can do. Probably not a good idea. But I guess for me, the honesty somehow worked. She eventually said, "It looks like you can communicate. It looks like you can talk. How about you try talking to a few customers and promoting our software?" I got the job. Woohoo! Please remember this, guys. Never underestimate your strengths. Everyone has strengths. Also, everyone has weaknesses. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses. It will make life a lot easier for you guys. Okay, let me fast forward to now. It's been 25 years working. Time flies. 6 startups, ups and downs, IPO, acquisition, layoffs, even seen the birth of some great tech companies. I even started my own company in the USA and China and represented some amazing products. Wireless tech, mobile devices, smartphone apps, AI chatbots, and now AR, VR for education. But even after all this, opportunity to travel around the world, meet interesting people, and live the life of a global citizen, I still find myself comparing me to others. Why? The truth is, I don't really know. But I'm improving on this because I have learned to trust myself. I'm still learning. That will never stop. But trusting yourself definitely will help overcome your weaknesses, your demons. So to save you a lot of time and headache, please learn from my mistake and try your best to remember, appreciate what you have, and most important, remember to always, always, always listen to your inner voice guide you. It's really not that complicated. Let me summarize. Looking back at my life, my dots have always connected. They were telling me I like meeting customers, talking to personalities, exploring technology, telling stories, and meeting people from around the world. It was my calling. I didn't have to overthink. I didn't have to figure out the purpose of life. I didn't have to read a lot of books. I just had to follow this feeling, this nudge. Guys, this feeling, this nudge. Does anyone know what this is? This feeling is not just an emotional thing. This feeling is your instincts. And instincts is one of our most powerful superpowers. Trust it. With that, I will end. I'm seriously super excited for all you guys. I'm really also thankful to have this opportunity to share. But before you forget about me and my little old speech, if there's one thing you remember from this talk, I hope that it is never to underestimate your own superpower. Stay hungry, stay foolish, as Steve Jobs said, and I'll add my 3 lines to this. Trust your instinct. Here's my favorite quote from Mark Twain, to leave you off. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you did not do than the things that you did do. So sail away, catch the trade winds, explore, dream, and discover. Thank you guys, and good luck to achieving your dreams.
QSI prides itself on being a school community that genuinely cares for its students. And the supportive nature of the teachers and staff creates a positive learning environment for children. In addition, our amazing student body, who willingly demonstrate the success orientations on a regular basis, also contribute to QSI's uplifting school culture. Our caring staff and positive school atmosphere set QSI apart from many other schools and are the reasons that many of these graduates have remained within the QSI community for many years. So, graduates, if you were a student at QSI during your 13-year-old year and have thus been a student in our school for 5 years, please stand. Now, if you were a student at QSI in your 8-year-old year, meaning you've been a QSI student now for 10 years, please remain standing. And finally, if you've been a QSI student for at least 16 years, having started with QSI in the 2-year-old class, please remain standing. A further fun fact about all of these who are still standing now is that they have attended the former ECC on Ganya 8, Nanshan, main campus, the new PLE we currently have, and at the secondary. Thank you guys. Before we begin presenting diplomas, I'd like to draw your attention to the distinguished honors that are being bestowed on this year's graduates. You'll see in the program that many of our students are earning QSI's academic diploma with honors, meaning that they have taken several AP or IB courses during their secondary career and have followed a rigorous pathway of academic expectations. The program notes for you which students have earned this diploma, and at this time, we would like to recognize them for earning this significant accomplishment. Further, there are several graduates who are receiving the honor of graduating magna cum laude, which means with great praise. These students have earned an academic diploma and have maintained a 3.9 grade point average over the course of their academic career. We would like the following students to please stand and be recognized. Julia Mao, Han-Jun Kim, Ada Ko, Aaron Liu, Tae-hee Moon, Alvi Shu, Yoshiki Tanaka, Mary Wong, Gloria Wong, and Mario Ju. Please be seated. The highest degree of distinction that can be awarded to a graduate is that of summa cum laude, which means with highest praise. These students will earn their academic diploma today, having maintained a 4.0 grade point average during their secondary career. We would like the following students to stand and be recognized. Young-Jun Chung, Jason Dai, Janice Kim, Simon Law, Ba-Sing Pei, and Annie Zhang. You guys can be seated. You'll notice the students who have earned both of these distinctions are wearing a medal today to recognize their great achievement. In just a moment, we will begin issuing diplomas to the class of 2023, but I'd like to take some time to recognize a graduate who's unable to join us in person today. Sung-Min Lee joined QSI last year as a Secondary 3 student, and even though he wasn't a QSI student very long, he made lasting friendships with his classmates and has been an active member of our school community for the past 2 years. Though he's unable to join us today due to unavoidable travel arrangements, I'd like to acknowledge Sung-Min Lee and his achievements and confer his diploma in absentia. At this time, And now at this time, our counselor, Clark Irwin Bulionis, will begin our diploma ceremony.
And now, before we issue diplomas to our graduates, secondary counselor at QSI International School of Shenzhen, I have carefully reviewed the academic records for this year's graduating class. I hereby certify that all students receiving their diplomas today have met or exceeded the requirements set by Quality Schools International for graduation from QSI International School of Shenzhen. At this time, Kate Choi and Ziwei Wang will join me to present the diplomas to this year's graduates. First row, please stand. 서연배,
Alon Ben Raphael, 翁华杰。준차， 준장용준， Lisa 장유진， Ipman Choi， 曹叶文。최정윤, Jenny Choi. Mao Chulin, Julia Mao. Zhong Bokang, Marco. Jason died. First row, be seated. Second row, please stand. Maya Lily Dunn. Elena Ager. Zipeng Jackie He. Kim Han-jun. Janice Kim Ji-hye. Dong-hyuk Aiden Go. Luo Jie-wen, Kidman Salmon Law. Lee Yun-woo. Andrew Lee, Li Meining. Mavis, Liu Danyang. Second row, be seated. Third row, please stand. Aaron Lu, Lu Kuan. Tae-hee Moon. Phoenix on 黄丽兰。Fasten Pei 白法轩。Emily 표가영. 도원 서도원. Hriday Shah. 수빈 신수빈.安伟施洪乐。Hiroki Tanaka. Third row, be seated. Fourth row, please stand. Yoshiki Tanaka. Evelyn 唐子竹。Mary Wong. Steven 汪成凯。Gloria Wong. Michael 薛景天。Grace 叶丽蓉。Louisa Zaglauer. Mariel 朱成义。Fourth row, be seated. Now I will ask Wendy Cho to come up to give her speech.
Good afternoon, QSI faculties, families, friends, schoolmates, and strangers who are here for the AC. Welcome to our graduation ceremony of 2023. Before we get serious though, I would like to expose how the class of 2023 is by far the least competitive class in QSI within the past few years. When everyone else were continuing up the stairs, we kind of slowed down in the middle and yeah. But before you start suspecting, no, we're not bad students. One could say we're just so amazing that we know we can be the best without trying. For example, you can always see more than half the class sitting in class with their backs slouched, eyelids drooped, cheeks in their palms with their mouths slightly open. We're just incredibly sleepy 24/7, not because we spend nights thinking about how to be the best in class, but about how to get things done ASAP. Or when younger students struggling over the schedules come asking us, hey, do you think I should do full IB? This is where we look at them horrified and tell them, run. I told myself to run when I was choosing my own S3 schedule, yet because I was a lost child, I chose to challenge myself instead and got myself more than half a head of white hair as an 18-year-old. This is all fake. Not that I regret it. It's a nice change to test my limits and gain much more than a new hair color. But everything I've just said does not make us any less motivational, functional, hopeful, and full of dreams. Just more than enough to help us survive, maybe, in whatever society we eventually end up in. I can still remember when we would look at the almost, don't worry, nobody is perfect, almost perfect records of QSI alumni, feeling that we barely measure up and apologize. QSI, I'm sorry for ruining your reputation. Constantly wondering if we're going to be the first group of S5s. But here we are today, now we can finally sign a relief and say, QSI, I hope I've made you proud. I'm gonna assume that most of us have achieved our goals, but if you haven't yet, you should know that you don't need to prove yourself with the standards established by others to be someone special. You don't need to be a high-achieving student or have perfect grades in class. You don't need to be involved in the student council, an international association, club, or a sports team if you don't want to. We all have the ability to accomplish great things quietly and prosper. Most importantly, remember, you will always be appreciated, valued, and treasured for who you are as a decent human being by someone out there. Your existence alone has inherent value. You are enough, and this is something that QSI has proved true to me. Now, I cannot deny that school is extremely difficult to get through, but as someone who's been in QSI for about 15 to 16 years, I also cannot deny that it's one of the most supportive communities I could ever ask for. Although, to be honest, I have nothing to compare QSI with, but I still wouldn't dream for another. QSI allows students to express their inner personalities, intelligence, and creativity without having a fear of becoming an outlier. It's been years of pain and happiness in this community, and I have to thank QSI for gifting me a second dysfunctional family and a second comfort zone to turn to when I needed an alternative support system. Once I wrote an essay about why we seek knowledge, and one of the main ideas I had was because humans fear the unknown, which technically means we fear about more than 90% of the next 3 to 4 or even more years. We might as well fear the future as a whole. With new environment, new system, new faculties, new classmates, new friends, and new everything, fear not, my fellow graduates, when you're on the verge of an anxiety attack, think about me to ground yourselves. And think about what I'm telling you now. You will be fine. It's been a pleasure of having you all as an important part of my life and for me to be a part of your lives. To conclude, dear faculties and families, thank you for your endless support and edification. We wouldn't be here without you. Dear friends and students, future graduates, we wish you best of luck in your dreams and goals. Keep climbing the stairs, you're almost there. Dear strangers, thank you for stopping by to witness this major transition in our lives. I hope you enjoy the AC and will enjoy the rest of your day. Dear class of 2023, I have tolerated you for all these years. Finally, but sadly, it's time to bounce and move on. I was planning to say I love you, but we're just not there yet. Anyways, focus, flip the page, you're starting a new chapter. but don't ever forget the chapters you have just finished. Stay in touch and pray that we will reunite someday, one way or another. Class of 2023, out. Please enjoy the year in review video created by Julia Mao Chulin.
teachers, administrators, faculty, distinguished parents, guests, and relatives, esteemed underclassmen and fellow graduates, it is truly an honor to speak before all of you at the QSI Shenzhen High School 2023 graduation ceremony. My name is Janice Kim, a senior who is leaving behind the one and only school that served as her comforting home and casket of priceless memories for the past 16 years and embarking on a new, hopeful yet daunting journey. Despite the mile-long scroll of complaints that I have created, along with the help of my brilliant classmates, about this place, I must admit that QSI nests in a permanently special place in my heart. I first set foot in this place as an innocent 2-year-old whose talent was no other than crying. As a third culture child, my life was an endless series of identity crises. When I went back to Korea, my cousins treated me like a foreigner. And when I roamed the streets, the locals here treated me, yet again, as a foreigner. But walking down the halls of QSI Secondary was where I felt most at home. I felt accepted and belonged. Other than that, QSI also granted me academic opportunities, starting from my first AP Human Geography exam at 4 a.m. in the morning due to an unprecedented pandemic lockdown, until my final IB Biology Paper 2 exam, plus the one-too-many exams in between. QSI also taught me the paramount importance of good character through the success orientations. I learned to be considerate and feel fulfilled from the radiant smiles on the face of others from my acts of service. I learned that being human was equally important as being the valedictorian or going to an Ivy League school. Last but not least, I thank QSI for bringing us all together, fostering lasting friendships. This sense of familyhood is what QSI has created, so thank you to my one and only school. Out of all the grades here, though, I must say that the class of 2023 stands out. It's special, unique, out of the norms. Let me explain. One adjective that describes our class is this: quiet. It's not just a matter of being shy, it's shyness taken to the extreme. Whenever there is an assembly, our enthusiastic student council MCs often request for each class to cheer, monstrously, to boast the uncontainable school spirit boiling within us. We begin with a high-pitched scream of the S1s, who sound like adorable baby lions. The S2s, toddler lions. The S3s, bruh, they can yell. Then us, a pathetic sound that is supposed to resemble a yell. We sound like lions suffering from a bad case of COVID. It's not that we don't have school spirit, it's just that we're shy and tired. Before you start thinking that we're just a lethargic group of teenagers with a serious case of senioritis, hear me out. Just because we're quiet does not mean we do not care, because we do. At the dodgeball competition last year, we beat every other grade below us. The flashing balls swished across the gym at a velocity of, well, trust me, it was fast. After throwing the cannonballs across the court, we dodged the counterattacks like a ninja. The entire class was engaged, cheering at the top of our lungs. Yes, we are quiet, but we do not hold back to cheer each other on. We proved our power right then and there, and it's a legacy that'll live on. Just because we're quiet doesn't mean we aren't talented. The class of 2023 consists of the most brilliant people I've ever met. Better yet, we're gifted in various areas, making us diverse, special, and unique. We have musicians who can play beautiful melodies, artists who can paint avant-garde paintings, writers who can express complex emotions, athletes who dominate the court, leaders who give courage, dancers who evoke excitement, scientists who can perform perfect titrations, mathematicians who solve math problems for fun, and historians who know what happened precisely at 8 p.m. on February 19th of 1979. The class of 2023 is a collection of geniuses, all shining bright in their own areas of expertise. Now, let me revise the adjective that represents the graduating class. We're quiet, but more accurately, we're humble, diverse, and supportive. We are not afraid to leave the norms behind and follow our passion. We do not pursue passions for the sake of boasting. We do not pursue passions for the sake of boasting, but due to genuine interest and self-development. We diligently strive for perfection without jeopardizing the importance of supporting one another. I take great pride in being a part of this wonderfully humble and talented group. I am thankful for each and every one of you who has contributed to the sense of familyhood and diversity. I thank you for being quiet, quirky, for being who you are, because you have taught me that what's most important is to follow my passion, even if that means defying society's standards. So please, keep doing so, because that is what characterizes the class of 2023. As I come to my closing remarks, I am overwhelmed by a wave of melancholy. Leaving everything, especially all my classmates behind, and starting from scratch is far from easy. But regardless of our geographical distance, do not forget to follow your passion, humbly, for the sake of withholding the spirit of the class of 2023. Thank you.
Okay, this is a comment for Dream. We need to increase our lighting because we're about to throw our hats and we want great pictures, so. All right. Will the graduates please stand? Please move the tassels on your caps from the right side to the left to signify having graduated from high school. On behalf of QSI Shenzhen's administrative staff and faculty, and by virtue of the certification previously given, it's my privilege to present and joyfully congratulate the QSI Shenzhen graduating class of 2023. Graduates, remove your caps and your tassels. It's everybody's favorite part. Ready? 3, 2, 1.